Jason Momoa just walked up on the beach like right now on some just Aquaman shit, like popped out of the water, I would not be like, I would be shocked a little, like I would be a little, I might be like, what? But
Aubrey Drake Graham, born on October 24th, 1986, is a Canadian rapper, singer, and actor who redefined modern hip-hop and pop music. But lately, the world seems to have turned against him. Once celebrated as the king of chart toppers and heartfelt lyrics, Drake now finds himself at the center of growing criticism. Why is one of the most successful artists of all time suddenly facing waves of backlash? Is it his fame, his choices, or something deeper? Let's begin. This is Zephscene. Drake's rise to stardom was nothing short of meteoric. From his humble beginnings as Jimmy Brooks on the Canadian teen drama Degrassi to becoming a global music icon, he carved a niche in music with his vulnerability, blending rap and R&B in a way that resonated deeply with fans. Tracks like Marvin's Room and Take Care weren't just hits, they were cultural moments, giving listeners a glimpse into his emotions, relationships, and struggles. For over a decade, Drake has dominated the charts, becoming synonymous with success, consistency, and reinvention. His journey has been one of transformation, from an underdog with something to prove to a titan in the music industry. So why, in recent years, has he faced such polarizing reactions? Let's start with the obvious, oversaturation. Drake's work ethic is unmatched, with albums, mixtapes, and features dropping almost every year. While that level of output keeps his name in headlines, it also raises a critical question: can there be too much of a good thing? For some fans, the constant influx of music has diluted the excitement that once surrounded his releases. Instead of a rare treat, new Drake tracks have started to feel routine, almost expected. The buzz that once came with a Drake project has diminished, replaced by a sense of predictability that leaves fans longing for the thrill of his earlier releases. Then there's the issue of his sound. Drake built his empire by adapting to trends and shaping them to fit his style. Whether it's Afrobeats, dancehall, or trap, he's always found a way to stay ahead of the curve. But that versatility has also drawn criticism. Some argue that instead of creating groundbreaking new sounds, he's been accused of trend hopping, and at times, appropriating cultures for commercial gain. Songs like One Dance and Toosie Slide may have been hits, but they also sparked debates about authenticity. Fans began to question if Drake was truly innovating or just cashing in on popular waves. While adaptability has been a hallmark of his career, it has also raised concerns about whether his music reflects genuine artistry or a calculated strategy to remain at the top. Another factor fueling the backlash is his personal life. Drake has always been open about his relationships and personal struggles, but in recent years, his public image has taken a hit. Whether it's his high-profile feuds with artists like Kanye West, Pusha T, or Meek Mill, or controversial moments like the unveiling of his son in a diss track, his personal dramas have sometimes overshadowed his music. The internet, ruthless as ever, doesn't forget or forgive easily. As these incidents pile up, they've added layers of controversy to his career, making it harder for fans to focus solely on his music. And speaking of the internet, the rise of social media has played a massive role in shaping public opinion. Platforms like Twitter and TikTok have made it easier than ever for fans and critics to voice their opinions. A single out-of-context clip, a meme, or even an unpopular song lyric can spark a wave of criticism that spreads like wildfire. For someone as prolific and visible as Drake, it's impossible to escape the scrutiny. Social media amplifies every misstep, turning minor controversies into viral moments that can erode an artist's reputation. One example of this digital backlash came after the release of Honestly Nevermind, an experimental dance album that divided fans and critics alike. Some praised him for stepping out of his comfort zone, while others felt the album lacked the emotional depth and lyrical complexity that once defined his work. For every fan applauding his creativity, there was another calling it a misstep. This polarization has only grown with subsequent projects, leaving many wondering if Drake has started to prioritize quantity over quality. The gamble of experimentation has yielded mixed results, further fueling the conversation around his evolving artistic direction. Another talking point is Drake's evolving persona. Early in his career, he was the relatable underdog, an artist grappling with heartbreak and self-doubt. Fans connected with his vulnerability, his introspection, and his ability to make listeners feel like they weren't alone in their struggles. But as his fame and fortune have skyrocketed, that relatability has started to wane. Songs about private jets, million-dollar mansions, and luxury lifestyles, while aspirational to some, have alienated others who long for the old Drake. His shift from the grounded, emotionally raw artist to a figure of opulence and excess has created a disconnect that some fans find difficult to bridge. Even his lyrical content has come under fire. Critics argue that recent releases lack the emotional resonance and storytelling that once set him apart. Instead, his lyrics often focus on flexing wealth or delivering catchy hooks, leaving some fans yearning for the deeper narratives of albums like Nothing Was the Same or Take Care. It's a delicate balance, staying true to your roots while evolving as an artist, and not everyone feels Drake has managed to strike it. His creative tension has left many wondering if his best work is behind him or if he still has the ability to recapture the magic that made him a star. But perhaps the most significant factor in the sudden hatred for Drake is simply the inevitability of success. When someone dominates an industry for as long as he has, backlash is almost a rite of passage. People love a success story, but they also love to tear it down. The bigger you are, the louder your critics become. For every fan celebrating his achievements, there's someone ready to point out his flaws. It's a cycle we've seen time and time again with other icons, from Beyoncé to LeBron James. In Drake's case, the criticism seems to stem not just from his choices, but from the unavoidable pressure of being the artist everyone is watching. That said, it's not all doom and gloom. Drake's fan base remains massive, and his influence on music is undeniable. His ability to adapt, evolve, and stay relevant in an industry as fast-paced as music is a testament to his talent and business acumen. Even with the criticism, he continues to sell out arenas, break streaming records, and release chart-topping albums. His legacy, despite the current waves of backlash, remains one of the most significant in modern music. So, is the sudden hatred for Drake really about him, or is it a reflection of our changing culture? In an era where opinions are formed and spread in seconds, where trends rise and fall overnight, and where success often comes with a side of scrutiny, it's possible that Drake's backlash says more about us than it does about him. Our expectations, shaped by nostalgia, trends, and the desire for perfection, may have made us harsher critics of an artist who has given so much to the industry. Still, one thing is clear, love him or hate him, Drake isn't going anywhere. Whether he's dropping another album, collaborating with rising stars, or stirring up conversations online, he remains one of the most talked about artists of our time. And while the criticism may sting, it's also proof of his impact. After all, nobody hates on the irrelevant.